Welcome back to another Cube video. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy, and we are drafting my cube again. Let's see, this is a pretty exciting pack, honestly. We have a Bargoyf, we have a Pyrokinesis, we have a Show and Tell if we feel like going that route. I feel like I've been playing a lot of Cheaty Face style decks, so maybe I'll stay away from that this time. Fiery Confluence is a nice one, so is Pyrokinesis. They do very similar things. Pyrokinesis being instant and can like kill a bigger creature is nice, but Fiery Confluence being able to do like up to 3 to everything is also really sweet. Plus I've definitely domed people for 6 a lot in this. I have almost 15 seconds left. Bargoyf's another solid choice because I've said this a lot, but for those that this may be their first video, this is a very big mid-range style cube. So I'll get into more details in a minute. I'm just going to take the Bargoyf. I think with 3 sweepers in that one pack, or 3 multiple creature removal spells in that pack, I think I'd go with the Bargoyf. Okay, so here's a Stoneforge Mystic. There are a lot of equipment in the cube, including Batterskull and Cauldron Complete, thanks to some recent sets. And Stoneforge Mystic itself is, I forget what these are, special, I don't remember, special gift, maybe, I don't remember the logo. Someone who plays a lot of Arena might know, I forget. But basically, it's a bonus sheet on Arena from a previous set. I think it's like an ongoing thing where they change it. Special guest, I think that's what it's called. Regardless, so that's now playable on Arena, which is really cool. I mean, it's been for a little bit, I guess, but either way. Alright, well, I'm sure everyone in the draft hates me right now because I'm taking forever, but, so we took a Bargoyf. Troll is nice, so is Prismatic Vista, and maybe even a Blood Crypt, but I'm going to take the Stoneforge Mystic. I think that has a lot of upside. Ooh, Swords the Plowshares pick 3? That's fantastic. I will happily take Swords the Plowshares. Another great thing about Swords the Plowshares since Final Fantasy came out in Standard is it is now a uncommon on Arena, which is really great. You do have to own your own cards, unfortunately, because there's no trade, barter, etc. system on Arena. And so this getting downshifted to uncommon for new players is just a great way to play some really efficient cube cards now. But yeah, we're slam dunking that that Swords the Plowshares, not even close, and that definitely rewards the Stoneforge pickup since I would want to be white anyways. Okay, so there's a Quarry Steel Cutter that is fetchable off the Stoneforge, but I don't think that's quite for us. I don't really want to. I could be Mardu. There's the Mardu Dragon I've talked about a few times. That would be really cool for this deck, but 1, we're not guaranteed to see it, and 2, I don't really want to be 3 colors. 4 picks in and none of them are dual lands. So that makes me kind of want to lean towards the Liliana, maybe. I can also see the Kytheon or Kytheon, however you want to pronounce it. I just don't know if I want to have a bunch of creatures in my deck. I do think the Quarry Steel Cutter is probably the best card in the pack, though. So maybe I should just take it anyways and I'll stop complaining. Alright. Ooh, Lightning Bolt? Sacred Foundry? Well, there's also a cut down. Man, Lightning Bolt is just a premium removal spell, but the Sacred Foundry makes it a little bit more likely I want the steel, or that, I'll play the Steel Cutter. Man, every fiber of my being right now is pulling at me because I really want this Lightning Bolt, but I don't know if I could pass this Sacred Foundry. Now, notably, there's no, like, plateaus or anything. They're not craftable. If it's craftable on Arena and I deem it worthy, it's in the cube. If it's not craftable on Arena, it's not in the cube. But it's as powerful as it could be. So I'm just going to take the Lightning Bolt. I'm not excited. I did notice the Cloud. Ooh, okay. Inspiring Vantage. Actually, Starting Town's even better. Sorry, I saw the Boros color and I was like, okay, cool, rewarded. But yeah, no, Starting Town's even better. It still comes into play untapped in the first couple turns, and it taps for 3 colors. I don't have to play Bargoyf, keep that in mind, but it's so easily splashable. So yeah, let's take the Starting Town. Maybe the Sarah Paragon comes back. That's a control magic. That's usually what I really like to play. If this was either white-black, I guess it would have to be the white-black shock because we already saw Sacred Foundry and Blood Crypt. But yeah, we're going to take Flame Slash here. And I'm really happy I took the Lightning Bolt and the Quarry Steel Cutter now, because if I end up being Boros, this is a pretty good start. And Flame Slash is another way with Quarry Steel Cutter to trigger it pretty easily. Basically, if you have Quarry Steel Cutter, you want as many zeros and 1-drops as you can fit into your deck to kind of guarantee trigger it. Okay, well, there's a sort of Forge and Frontier, but we already have an equipment, and I don't like the equipment that don't suit themselves. There's a Generous Plunderer, which I actually do like. There's also an Arena of Glory, but I don't know how many creatures I'm going to be playing. There's also an Aether Spark, I guess. This is an equipment. I don't know if I want the Generous Plunderer, so I'm just going to take the Aether Spark and kind of go from there. Okay, Pyrokinesis came back. Abandoned Air Temple kind of has the same issue I have with the other things I've said. It rewards go-wide strategies, and I don't know if I'm a go-wide strategy yet. Pyrokinesis, I picked up a ton of red cards between seeing this card last. So it's very likely I'm going to be able to play it. Plus, it can be a one-sided sweeper. Notably, the Fiery Confluence didn't come back. I'm looking at the Wandering Emperor as well, but I think Pyrokinesis is just the better card overall. Okay, here I'm just going to slam the Concealed Courtyard. I don't mind Tribal Flames. It's basically a Lightning Strike or an Incinerate at this point at sorcery speed. But Concealed Courtyard to kind of help if I want to play that Borogoyf, I think that's the better pick. Okay, now we have Cosmogrand Zenith, which is another payoff for casting 2 spells a turn, or the Overlord of the Boiler. I can't pronounce this for some reason. Boiler Bilges, whatever. Overlord is what we're going to call them. You know what? I don't get to play with the Cosmogrand a whole lot. Let's take the Cosmogrand. I'm already kind of trying to build towards a Quarry Steel Cutter deck. I'm just going to cut this Spell Snare. No, thank you. Ooh, okay, Cloud came back around. But I'm not gonna have the triple black for Torok, so I'm gonna take the Cloud. I would rather have the Torok. Okay, the Sarah Paragon did wield, that's nice. And Leyline Binding's not a 0, but I'm gonna put it in the sideboard for now. I'm not interested in Soul Ring. Well, this is a pack for sure. There's a Jit, which I kind of hope wheels because I'm not gonna take it here. Again, I don't like equipment that don't suit themselves. Savai Triome is our Triome, but we don't have any fetches for it yet. There's a Ragavan. Ragavan's a very strong red card for sure. There's a Flicker Wisp, which I don't think synergizes a whole lot with us yet, but it still can be a very strong card. There's a couple of 1-drop artifacts, Currency Converter, Retrofitter Foundry. Both of these can be very strong in our deck, depending. Retrofitter Foundry more so, of course. However, I think I'm just going to take the Arid Mesa. I don't have the best fixing, and this is our 2 primary colors. Arid Mesa will not wheel, and it is the best fetch for us. So I think because of that, I value it more than the Ragavan. But I wouldn't blame anyone for taking the Ragavan. But I'm going to take the Arid Mesa. I took spells over fixing earlier, and I think I'm going to rectify that by taking the fixing this time. Okay, there's a Giver of Runes, which is nice, and Holy Heat. Multiversal Passage is not a bad one either. It's a 3-color land, but you have to decide which one color it makes when you play it. Robber of the Witch and Samwise, that's alright. Thraben Inspector is another nice one, honestly. It's another low drop. But I think I'd rather have the Giver of Runes first. Thraben, I just don't think it's going to be very high on a lot of people's menus. Yeah, let's take the Giver. Alright, there's a Godless Shrine. That is actually great. There's a Psychic Frog someone's going to be very happy with. I am going to have to play around a Damnation moving forward, which is unfortunate. But we don't have our Blood Crypt, and we don't have our Sacred Foundry. Those are gone forever. So I want to take this Godless Shrine now. So now Arid Mesa is a 3-color untapped land. So that is great for us. Orcish Bowmasters, really? Okay, pick 4 Orcish Bowmasters. That is a reward for sure. Or a gift, I should say. Okay, Shadowy Backstreet. Ooh, Elegant Parlor? Bribery. I wish I could play not this art, but unfortunately this is the only art that's on Arena right now. And I try to make the cube lowest rarity, so like the swords is gonna be the uncommon one. So people that, you know, maybe don't have a lot of these cards and have to use wild cards here and there can make a more informative pick when that's relevant. But because I have the Godless Shrine, I think I want a fetchable red-white land over a fetchable white-black land. So yeah, I'm going to take the Elegant Parlor. Plus, I mean, I have the Concealed Courtyard as well, which leans towards any other combination besides white-black at that point. Bloodchief's Thirst is a nice one. So is Legion Extruder. Legion Extruder... Oh my god, there's a Minskimbu. To finish my thought, Legion Extruder doesn't see... I don't have a lot of artifacts to sack to it. Am I supposed to take this Minskimbu and play it off the starting town? I don't think there's a card here that I want strongly enough to pass a Minskimbu, so I'm going to take the Minskimbu. Oh, Inti's a nice one. Oh, Mother of Urns, though? Oh, and Fabled Passage. There's also a Mishra's Bauble. Wow, this pack is really awkward for us. I would love a Mishra's Bauble because of the Cosmogran Zenith and Corey Steelcutter. Maybe I'm supposed to take it, honestly. I don't have a lot of cards I necessarily care to protect, like, specifically. I still have a Giver, and Bauble's just so good with Corey and Cosmogrand. Yeah, I'm going to have to take the Bauble here. I'm sorry. Oh, Batterskull on pick 8. And I'm not even giving up much. Like, it wouldn't be terrible to have an opposition agent. But yeah, that's a slam dunk pick right there. Now I'm happy I have both the Cloud and the Stoneforge. And our Triome came back. Okay. I'm going to take the Triome. I want to be able to cast my spells. With the Orcish Bowmaster, I definitely want to play black now. If it was just Barragoyf, maybe we just don't have to play against the Barragoyf for the draft, which would be really cool. But I don't think Harvester of Misery and Flicker Wisp are strong enough to deter me from taking the Savai Triome. Thraben Inspector did come back. That is nice. Oh, we're going to cut this Damnation. We could also technically sideboard it in. And we're not in Necrodominance deck, so... Oops, sorry. Yeah, we're going to cut that Damnation. We do not want to see against, or play against that. I guess we don't want to play against the Haywire Might. Or a Beseiju. I guess I'll cut the Crop Rotation as well. One thing I do like about this, unlike the Arena Cube, I did try a couple best of threes on the Arena Cube, but just ended up not really liking it a whole lot. I went back to best of one, is that you actually get to, you know, play around cards a lot better. Like if you know, like if you played against Spell Pierce in a previous round, you don't have to play against play around Spell Pierce the next round. So, hey, I wasn't the last one to finish drafting, it looks like. That's great. But yeah, so I'm really glad we got the Batterskull. We have 3 pieces of equipment. They're all kind of great. Aether Spark's definitely the weakest. Oh, Jit didn't wheel. I just realized as well. So there's another person drafting an aggressive deck that wants equipment. But I'm glad we have the Cloud and the Stoneforge. Days Undoing does not combo with Orcish Bowmasters. We're not blue anyways. I could take this Scalding Tarn. In fact, I'm kind of leaning towards it, so I'll highlight it now. There is a Lelia. I do notice that. Lelia A. There's also a Pirate Spellbomb I would love to wheel. I'm not going to take it now. Oh man, yeah, this is a tough choice, but I think I'm going to take the Scalding Tarn. Scalding Tarn, okay, it does get black because of Savai Triome, and I think that's enough. It's another 3-color land, so that Triome really helps us out. I'm going to take the Scalding Tarn here and pass the Lelia. There's other 3-mana red drops I could be taking. I was gonna say Gut and Bombardiers come to mind, but I mean Rabble Master is not the worst. FOMO's not the worst. There's also Reprieve, which I really like. There's also Raucous Theater. But both my fetches get my Elegant Parlor, and I don't want my deck like super full of tap lands, so I'm okay with passing the Raucous Theater. I think I'd rather just take the Reprieve, and then maybe the Fire Magic comes back around. If you've been watching my videos for long, there's at least twice where I got to 1 mana, 1 for 3 things, so that's great. So yeah, I absolutely love Fire Magic. If I had a Felia, I'd be really interested in this Elite Spellbinder, but yeah, I'm going to take the Reprieve. Reprieve's a very nice one to have in this deck. Oh, wow. Okay, so immediately I want this Jewel Mine, but let's do our due diligence. Wow, there's an Oko, there's a Dark Confidant, which this isn't a terrible Dark Confidant deck, but maybe that'll wheel. Yeah, Jewel Mine Overseer is very strong. So it puts 7 dwarves in your deck. And the dwarves say when they ETB, you draw a card and then they get bigger depending on how many you have. And then Jewel Mine Overseer herself puts a card in exile for you. So you basically draw 2 cards a turn. Yeah, I think I like that better than everything else here. I would love to hate draft this Oko, but Jewel Mine Overseer was made for this deck, and I'm excited to pick that up. Terminal Velocity. This is basically the Through the Breach of the cube, or for because it's not on Arena. Maybe one day, but not now. I hope that they put. I guess one of the reasons they don't have Through the Breach is the Arcane, which I mean I'm not a coder, so I don't mean any shade by this, but it's just really confusing to me why they don't or can't. Don't is probably more appropriate, but I could see them doing a Through the Breach for the, I forget what it's called, but the special arena only set cards, kind of like Jewel Mine Overseer, and then just naming it something else, but it's just Through the Breach without splice into Arcane. So that would be cool. But yeah, so anyways, that's Terminal Velocity. It also basically wipes the board and sacks the thing. So Vibrance, if we pay double red, it bolts, which is kind of cool. We're not going to do the double green, but being able to search for a land is pretty cool. Running out of time. I'll take the Sunfall. That pack wasn't great. Oh, wow. A Tajik and an Ajani. I would love this Wooded Foothills, but I want to take the Ajani here. And maybe we wheel the Tajik, or Tajik, however you want to pronounce it. Chandra's another nice one. I'm not too upset to wheel. I just don't think it's going to. But yeah, we're going to take Ajani here. Ajani's just... oh my gosh. And Chain Lightning. Oh, and a Gut. Wow, this pack is loaded for us. There's also an Eagles of the North, but my fixing is good enough. I don't need the Eagles right now. Oh man, Gut sacking the Ajani token, or the Orcish Bowmaster token, or even the Stoneforge Mystic after I search something, or the Thraben Inspector. But Chain Lightning. I'm going to take the Gut. That's so frustrating for me. Ooh. Okay, there's a Great Furnace. Gut says artifact specific? Creature or artifact. That's good to note. There's also a Magda, which gets treasures for the Gut. It also color fixes and kind of somewhat right. Sunfall's in the sideboard for sure. Let's not joke. It also fixes us, as I was saying, and gives us more mana, so I can double spell a little bit easier. Is Gut the only payoff since we passed Legion for this? I think so. Yes. Yeah, let's take... oh, you know, I'll take Mana Tithe, actually. Sorry for the last-minute decision. Ooh, Tursa? Tursa's nice. Pinhead Prism's not the worst either. Blade Splicer's another decent one, but I don't have a lot of ways to abuse. And, like, I don't want to draft many more 3-drops, honestly. Maybe I'm supposed to just take the Pentad Prism, but at least... oh, man. I could also just take this Ugin and say no Ugin for anyone. You know what? Maybe that's better. I don't want to add another 3-drop to my deck right now, and not having to play against an Ugin would be nice, honestly. Okay, there's a Pirate Spellbomb on the wheel. That's very nice. There's also a Grave Expectations, but I want to take the Pirate Spellbomb. Oh, Raucous Theater wheeled. How many playables do I have? So, 21. I mean, I could play something in my sideboard if I really had to. Fire Magic did wheel like I wanted it to, but I don't have a red-black duel yet. Like, specifically red-black. This wipes both sides, so let's just take the Raucous. I don't want any of these. I guess I don't want to get just destroyed by an Ouroboros. Alright, well, we're probably going to have to play some cards in my sideboard now, but that's fine. You know what? I'll take the green fixer because of the Mink Skimbu, I guess. I mean, this is a Boros land, but you know what? No, I'll take the Overlord. Overlord's a nice one. Oh, Eagle's Wield. Okay, I think I want that more than the Dragon, honestly. Treasure Cruise, okay. Alright, well, let's, I'll see you in the deck tech.
Pardon me for this brief interruption to introduce this year's Oklahoma Land Run information. This will be our 7th year hosting this event. Featured events include a Legacy main event, a Vintage main event, and a Team Trios main event featuring both and including Modern as the 3rd seat. If you can make it a day earlier, Thursday, July 9th, Game HQ will be hosting Last Chance Trials. These trials include various formats firing every hour starting at noon. Also happening Thursday, there will be a High Roller Vintage Cube starting at 7 p.m. A Charity Old School 93-94 tournament happening Sunday the 12th. Don't have power? Don't worry. You can proxy any card currently on the reserve list for all events during the Oklahoma Land Run. This year's playmat artist is none other than Kai Sawatari. More information, including side events and trial kits, are coming soon. Check out the link in the description to keep up to date with this year's Oklahoma Land Run. Now let's get back to the action.
Alright, so this is what we ended up with. Funnily enough, I actually had exactly 23 playables when I went to import my deck over. So it was kind of perfect. The one thing I did change, it wanted me to play a basic swamp, and I said absolutely not, and just switched it out for a 3rd mountain. But yeah, I have some concerns. I don't know how good the Aether Spark's going to be. I normally don't, I know I keep saying this, but I don't normally like equipment that don't kind of self-activate, so to speak. I just don't find them to be very good, as a removal spell can kind of be treated as a counter spell in that way. It's not a true 2-for-1, but it can be, and the tempo swing that's generated from like your opponent just, you know, bad example because I have the Swords, the Plowshares, and the Lightning Bolt, but them having a similar effect and just basically making your, you know, Sword of X and Y just absolutely time walk you just seems abysmal to me, so I normally try to avoid them, but I think I like that better than Damnation, Sunfall, or Leyline Binding out of the board. I don't want to play Sunfall or Damnation if I don't have to, because I would like to have my own things in play and kind of beating them down. But having the Cloud, I think I definitely want the 3rd equipment. If I didn't have the Aether Spark and I just had Batterskull and Quarry, I probably don't play the Cloud, and I probably play like Sunfall or something. But we'll see. I think Cloud and Stoneforge will do a lot of work. It depends on what type of decks we play against, but Orcish Bowmasters may be another really, really good reason that we're in black. But this does seem to be a mid-range cube 99% of the time, so I'm glad to have cards like Cosmic Grand Zenith, Bargoyf, Jewelmine Overseer, etc., just ways to kind of gain advantage over the course. And we do have, I guess we have a couple combos, really. I'll talking about a few of them. But the first one, our actual quote-unquote combo, two cards I want to see every game. Ajani into Gut. If we can Ajani into Gut, the game is going to end very fast if they are not interacted with very quickly. Just being able to use the Ajani to generate the cat, then use the Gut the second turn to trigger the Gut and sack the cat, which then triggers the Ajani and flips the Ajani, and then you get to 0 Ajani post-combat after hitting them for 4. and then hit them for 2 because Guts, I'm sorry, 3 because Guts a red creature because you have the cat, the skeleton, and the gut itself, or just killing something. Yeah, that's going to be a very, very strong combination. But notably, we also have the Thraben Inspector and a Mishra's Bauble to go with the gut as well. And speaking of Mishra's Bauble, the other kind of combos that we have in this deck, the Cosmic Grand Zenith and the Quarry Steelcutter, and while I'm at it, with Mishra's Bauble specifically, Sarah Paragon is another really good card that goes along with Mishra's Bauble as well. But anyways, having zeros like Pyrokinesis and Mishra's Bauble means that like turn 2, I can activate my Quarry Steelcutter immediately, or on turn 3, I can Cosmic Grand Zenith immediately. So outside of those, I think I went over in the draft, but once I had those 2 cards, I wanted to draft as many 1s and 2s and obviously 0s as possible. This being a non-vintage cube means we're not going to have a lot of 0s, but I'm happy with what we have, and I'm very excited to get into these games. I think this deck is a very solid 2-1. I think it is not unreasonable to expect a 3-0, but I'm never going to put that on myself. But if this deck doesn't 2-1, crimes were committed, and I don't mean of the Magic variety. But yeah, let's see how it goes, and I will see you in round 1. Welcome to round 1, playing against Nick Price, the bane of my existence, the person I often split my EV with in my paper cube. Well, this is unfortunate. I really want to keep this hand, but even if I top deck the land, like, we're forever from casting Cloud, and I can't. Yeah, this just seems like a horrible hand. I'm going to stop trying to defend it in any way, in shape, or form, or capacity. And honestly, with Batterskull being in our opener, this is already a 6, so we kind of get to. Oh my god, I almost clicked keep. Did you see that? I almost clicked keep. That would have been horrible. All right, this is a much better hand. An infinitely and much better hand. Let's see here. I am going to keep, and I'm just going to bottom Quarry. Or do I bottom a land, actually? Do I bottom this mountain? I could see bottoming Starting Town, I guess, is probably the better one. This is tough. I'm going to bottom the Quarry. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll play the Giver. This kind of makes me happy that I kept 3 lands, because if I don't draw another land, now I can play Starting Town, say go with the Mana Tithe, and then turn 3 I can play the Stoneforge and leave up the Mana Tithe. Also, yep, I was just about to say, also because it's Giver, Nick is incentivized to kill it, which may leave up our Mana Tithe. I'm just going to play this Starting Town here so I don't forget. I am going to just jam the Stoneforge Mystic. I don't want to make it too terribly obvious that there's Mana Tithe coming. And here I'll just get the Batterskull. I have 4 lands. If the Stoneforge Mystic dies, it's not the end of the world. Okay, Tireless Tracker. Great. Let's just play the Plains. That way I don't have to lose life off Starting Town. No attacks. I don't see any blue, so I'm not worried about Tide. Tide Bind, or whatever it's called, the Merfolk creature. Yep. Now, unfortunately, there may not be a Mana Tithe target this turn. Oh, yes, there is. Fantastic. I was going to say Nick may play a smaller drop and then leave up the Clue, but that did not happen. We are very happy with that. Well, there's the Quarry Steelcutter. But I'm still going to play the Jewel Mine Overseer. Yep, get in there. And then now we are very likely to Quarry Steelcutter into something next turn. Like, we'd have to draw, like, land pyrokinesis or something. Like, some odd draw like that for us not to trigger the Quarry Steel Cutter. I obviously land, but, you know, those ones are obvious. I'm not going to get into those ones. I kind of hope Nick just cracks another clue here. Okay. Well, 7 dwarves. That's great, honestly. Quarry Steel Cutter. 7 dwarves. And I think I want to hold the Spell Bomb. I mean, I guess I could make this 3 so I can attack with it. Okay, yeah, because next turn I can Sarah into Giver, so yes, I am going to play it now. And this way I can attack with 2 things. Oh, no, because this will be 4. The Tireless Tracker will be 4, but that's fine. If they want to block... This token was free, and then that'll leave the Batterskull unharmed. So that's fine. I think that's an okay attack. Yep. If the token wasn't free, maybe not. But I think I really value the Phyrexian Germ still being on the Batterskull. I don't have to pay 5 mana to reattach it next turn. And we're already guaranteed... if he doesn't play something to affect it, of course. But from our perspective, we're guaranteed a trigger. So... Oh, Eagles. Lightning Bolt, eh? Well, unfortunately, I can't cycle this. If I play the Paragon and don't play... Yeah, let's... I was gonna say, if I play the Paragon and don't play the Giver, then it's kind of a red flag, but let's... I should have thought about this just a little bit more. 7 dwarves going to the yard is not a bad thing, because the Sarah Paragon can get it back. Again, this is conjured, not a token, which is nice. It's just a free block, though. I'll do this. I know that if this 3/3 wasn't here, I would attack with the 7 dwarves. Okay, that makes sense. I think here I want to just say go and then let Nick crack Clue, and then I'll bolt Pyrite Spellbomb in response, probably. They don't have Minskimbu, so there's not a whole lot that can punish us here. Just get rid of that now. And this also is really nice because it lets us leave up 3 mana to pick up Batterskull. I assume, until proven otherwise, that Nick has the Fiery Confluence. Which would be really strong, because he would be able to... I guess he'd have to choose between killing Jewel Mine Overseer or killing another artifact. Yep, that's a Roxanne. Let's see what that kills. I would imagine the 7 dwarves. Oh, yeah, they get to do it twice. But I guess they get to block with the Batterskull. So it might be the Jewel Mine Overseer, unfortunately. Yep, that's what I thought. At least Sarah gets it back eventually, but Sarah dies. I guess it doesn't enter and attack, so that's nice. Yep. This card is so good in this cube. in normal vintage cube, it's kind of meh, but in this cube, it's just so good. Yep, let's see how you want to do it. Jewel Mine Overseer will be going down. Nick has all the mana in the world. All right, let's see what we get here. This gives haste. Yeah. Let's just activate. And then equip. I could play the 7 dwarves, but I'd rather just get in for 5. Yep. Sire, no, that's so bad for us. This has lifelink and vigilance. It's just a better battle skull in like every way. That's so bad for us. Oh, this is weird. I haven't seen this before. I guess it's slowly turning in the nighttime. Interesting. And this even has trample, so I can't like block pickup with Stoneforge. It's so bad. Okay, so I can Sarah Paragon into Giver and try to start rebuilding from there. I do have to, yeah, I do have to do it that way, I guess. And I'll just use the plans for the other thing. Because this will at least give our thing pro... Oh, but if I give it pro colorless, the Batter Skull falls off. That's tricky. I could play 7 dwarves, but I'm just going to play the Giver. Let's decline. No attacks, because this thing has first strike as well, I think. Yeah, it does. Literally the first word. Sire of 7 Deaths is so good in this cube. Just all these things that are just like mid-range bombs are just so hard to beat. Hey, Avatar. Lovely. That's about to make an 8/8. Man, I'm glad we gained a bunch of life, but don't think we're going to be living for much longer. Yeah, I was going to say, this seems like it's kind of a free attack. It just is going to eat this monk token, probably. And then I'm just going to take another 7. This doesn't have trample. Yeah, okay. This is kind of a cool aesthetic, how it just slowly becomes night. I assume if it goes long enough, it'll slowly become day. I probably just want the Jewel Mine. This gives us more value. I really do hope I draw a land here. Ah, should have specified. Okay. Well, I have a little bit better blocks now, but I can't give the Germ Pro colorless without the Batter Skull falling off. Man, this first... Oh yeah, this is just going to make another one, isn't it? This is just going to make another 8/8. That's ridiculous. I don't think I can beat that. I think, yeah, I think Nick lived just long enough. I did predict before this in the Discord that Nick was going to 2-0 me, so maybe that was an omen. Just, man, this first strike is just brutal. At least it doesn't also have Death Touch. Where's my Swords the Plowshares when I needed it? Swords the Plowshares would have been so good. Volgavoth? Oh no. Yeah, let's just move on with life. I'm not even... Yeah. Alright, let's sideboard. I guess I need to bring in Sunfall. And maybe even Damnation. Maybe even Damnation. I guess I can cut the Cloud. I don't know. This is tough because like Nick can definitely just go over the top of me, so it makes me want cards like Sunfall and Damnation. But if I cut my clock, then Nick just runs me over. Like I just give him all the time in the world, and he just runs me over. So I don't like it either way. I guess the Orcish Bowmasters can come out. I know they have the Clue Maker, but just doesn't seem like the greatest. And then yeah, I think I'm supposed to cut Cloud. And then bring in the Damnation. This way I just have cards to like not lose the game, basically. It would be nice to sprinkle in this Minxcamboo. I would have 2 ways with the Blooming Marsh, but I just cut one of my 2 black spells, so yeah, let's just fire it up like this. Wow, was Nick really still sideboarding? Or is it just taking a while to load? Alright. Minus Orcish Bowmasters and Cloud plus 2 board sweepers. Let's play first. Yeah, sure. We'll keep. Man, a Johnny into Gut. Let's just rip our 3rd land, please, naturally. Oh, no. Well, I guess if that's the case, I will Giver of Runes. And then I can cycle Eagles. This is where I really wish we had Sacred Foundry. But I don't want to get... There's almost no point for me to get Godless Shrine here. I already have the double black for Damnation at absolute worst. But yeah, hopefully Giver of Runes just eats something. I guess if it doesn't, I can still a Johnny, but... Alright. I guess here I could Elegant Parlor. Because I don't want to play the Gut right now anyways. Yeah, actually, I think this is an appropriate time for Elegant Parlor. Oh. Immediately punished. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Alright, well, let's see what's our top card. Plains, okay. Yeah, because now I can go Gut and hold up Mana Tithe, so I will keep that. And I'm just going to go a Johnny. If I was going to Stoneforge Mystic, then I would have done it before the Elegant Parlor. But because we have the Gut, I just really want to play the Ajani here and get a Johnny going. This is going to be a very powerful combination if Nick can't stop it. And they have to have 2 removal spells, and I'll be able to counter something likely next turn. Or maybe protect against a play this turn. Although a lot of removals 1 mana in this cube, so maybe not. But they still have to have 2 things, so we'll see. Alright, let's go Gut. I do get to kill the bird. That's actually really nice. Alright. This is going to be a very fast clock for Nick. Hopefully they just play a 4-mana play and I get to Mana Tithe it. And then Nick gets to get mad at me for it. It'll be really fun. I just imagine him sitting there. I'm not going to say what he would say, but I could just imagine him sitting there grumbling, and yeah, it'll be fun. It's in my head what he's saying. if that scenario happens, of course. Yeah, come on, cast the Fiery Confluence. I know you want to. Fiery Confluence is so good here, Nick. I just get to protect my Gut from red, and then that's it. Just cast it. I really hope they Fiery Confluence. We will find out together. Playing Nick a lot in Paper Keep. Ah, and even playing around the Mana Tithe. Luckily, the Giver of Runes kind of procs priority. So I don't think it's obvious that I have the Mana Tithe, but... Oh, no! Okay. Yep. Good job, Nick, playing around the Mana Tithe. I was gonna say, playing Nick a lot in Paper, he's very methodical and definitely does the opposite of me and thinks through his lines. So, I really hope that they had the Fiery Confluence, though. We're just like, you know what? I don't need to play into the Mana Tithe, so I want to do these other plays better. And actually, I guess I can check. Okay, Ilrog. I would say if that was Fiery Confluence, that'd be pretty cool. I do get to protect the gut. Oh, are they not going to kill the Ajani? Let's pro-red this. Maybe, I guess they can't have Lightning Bolt because I have Lightning Bolt. I'm definitely protecting the gut, though. Like, that's a no-brainer. Let's just do it. It's just going to get worse and worse. This is going to be kind of strange. Actually, you know what? Wait, no, because I can do it like this. And then that'll kill the face down card, which will be revealed as a Scythe Cat Cub. Okay. And then we can Stoneforge, go get Corey Steelcutter. Play this Corey Steelcutter, I think. There might be a reason to not play it, but I'm just going to do it. Sack this cat. Oh, is this like an advantage meter maybe? I noticed it went back to day. I wasn't paying attention before. I don't know if it went full night and then back to full day. Well, okay, so we learned that Ajani plus gut equals real good. GUD, of course. So here's my game plan for game 3. Play Ajani and then play gut. So, yep, let's put it back up there. Yeah, that's incredible. And then, like, if we can get a reprieve or a Mana Tithe along the way, that would be fantastic too. But yeah, that's just such a strong combination of cards. Well, we got half our combo. We even have a Swords the Plowshares to go with it. That's actually really nice. And we can even Stoneforge for Corey Steelcutter, and they not know about the Batterskull. Yeah, let's keep. I don't know if I want a Raucous Theater or Scalding Tarn for Savai Triome. I probably want a Scalding Tarn for Savai Triome. I don't really want to draw a bunch of lands. And I know it's negligible, but cutting the percentages, I think, is worthy enough. And I want the Stoneforge Mystic to live at this point. So I am going to lead with the Ajani. Ooh. So that's a good 4-mana play now. I could also just kill the bird. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think the way Nick beats me a lot of the time is just ramping into something bigger than I can deal with. Specifically something that makes multiple threats, like the 6-drop or 8-drop, whatever it is, the one that makes 8/8s. All right, let's see what we get first. This is actually really bad. I just realized, because if I want to play the Stoneforge, but I wanted to play the Ajani anyways, but I should have thought about that. Yeah, we want Flame Slash. That's fine. Done. I think if Nick had a fetch land, they would have played it there. So hopefully I get to Flame Slash the Scythe Cat Cub next turn. Notably, this means I am not Cosmogranding into Swords this turn. Okay. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, let's get rid of the Scythe Cat Cub so I can hit him for 1. I'm definitely glad I hit the Birds of Paradise now. Now, a play I could have made, if I had more creatures in plays, I could have Flame Slashed my own cat. Just something I want to address. But I didn't have anywhere near the amount of creatures I needed. I don't have 4 mana, so getting the... I guess I'm an idiot, or I still like getting the Quarry Steelcutter here because I can go 2-drop into 1-drop for the trigger. But I meant to say I'm an idiot because I can play the Aether Spark for 2 because of Stoneforge Mystic. With that said, I still would rather get the Quarry Steelcutter here. And what's even cooler is that I can, if I don't want to do the Quarry Steelcutter line, like if they don't play something I want as swords, then I get to just leave back and Batterskull. Ooh, do I want to just pump the team? This might be too aggressive. But again, I need to just kind of kill Nick as soon as possible, I think. Dang. Well, I want to pump the team. I might as well kill the elf while I'm at it. Yep. Nick appropriately not blocking the cat warrior. Good job. Okay. Well, can we find another removal spell for the Ignoble Hierarch? Because it seems to be working. I would really like to draw a 1 or 2 mana spell this turn. If I'm able to trigger the Quarry and the Cosmogrand, that might be game. I mean, not literally that turn, but... Ooh, Valgavoth. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad they had to use it now. I'm glad I didn't let them build up a bunch of land. Okay. Well, that's annoying. But at least I get to attack for 6. Nick doesn't have good blocks currently. Yep. Well, Nick did draw land. They have 6 mana now. I hope that it's not a Primeval Titan or something similar in my future. Yeah, not drawing another spell there might be the difference. Of course, I don't know what Nick has, but... playing this Quarry Steelcutter might have been a mistake as well. Because now it'll be harder to double spell. Like, I needed exactly a 1-drop now, so I can go Overlord, Impending, and then a 1-drop. A Lightning Bolt off the top would be really nice, as it's a 1-mana spell to go with the Overlord. But also, it has a lot of play. I can kill this 3/3, I can kill my cat. It'll trigger Cosmogrand and the Quarry Steelcutter. So yeah, I don't know if it's my actual factual best draw, but it might be. Channel, no. Okay, Sire of Insanity because you're 1 mana short. Or not Sire of Insanity, Sire of the 7 Deaths. Because you're 1 mana short. Oh, this is green. Okay, well, this isn't Sire, it looks like. Maybe it is. Maybe they're just tapping this in a weird way. Oh, is this fire? Oh, no, pest infestation. Oh. Yeah, playing the Quarry Steel Cutter was a mistake. Okay. Nice. And playing around Lightning Bolt, even better. I doubt they attack. Yeah. Ooh. Well, that's awkward. But they would go back to 4, and then I just kill them the following turn. I don't want them to gain a bunch of life when they block. I think this cutting them off 2 mana might be the best play. Yeah, I'm just going to cast it. Oh, it was an Ilrog? That would have been scary. To flip that? Yeah, good game. Yeah, that would have been scary. Good game, Nick. Welcome to round 2. We are playing Chris Calhoun. If you're in the Tulsa area and need a mattress, hit him up. I don't have his information to link in the thing, but if I knew exactly what store he had, I would help him out for sure. But either way, if you're in the Tulsa area, ask for Nick. Sorry, that was last round. Ask for Chris if you need a bed. Anyways, now that I'm done embarrassing myself, yeah, this hand seems perfectly functional. Hopefully I don't have to pitch the Jewel Mine for Pyrokinesis, but Pyrokinesis is another way, a 0 mana way, to Cosmogrand and trigger it immediately. So that's very nice. Something I didn't talk about with the Quarry Steel Cutter and whatnot. So, yeah, we're going to keep. Chris did mulligan to 6, leading us on. Ooh, Dark Ritual. Okay. Okay. Hopefully that's it. Don't Thoughtseize. I was gonna say if they had like a Thoughtseize, they should have led with that. But they seem to not, or they just don't want to right this second. I'm gonna wait till my turn, but oh man. Yeah, unfortunately, I am just gonna Jewel Mine Overseer pitch probably. I don't think I want this Arid Mesa. So let's see. They could. It's gonna be really awkward. No, okay, I can wait. I can wait. I can wait, maybe draw another red card. Because I can do 2 on the Evolved Sleeper, 1 and 1. Oh, Thespian Stage? That's not good. Let's just do this now, save the life. This is a good card that Chris is getting out of my hand, but I will gladly just kill these. I'm glad this isn't Dark Depths, though. And again, we're going to save the Bauble for Cosmogrand, like I've talked about. And then we get to follow it up with Overlord. Oh, even better, we get to follow it up with Aether Spark. Make some tokens, please. Doing this to play around Thoughtseize effects. They see 1 less card if they Thoughtseize me this turn, but I will still see a second card by the time I take my turn again. And we have the Orcish Bowmasters, so they'd have to like Shealdred, which will be very hard for them to do from that position. Next turn I can go Overlord into Giver, so I think this turn I just want to Aether Spark. Attach it to a Human Soldier here, probably. And get in there. Is this combat damage during my turn? Okay. Yeah, and if they want to attack the Aether Spark, that's fine. I almost said Karn, that's funny. That's fine. I guess I should have attacked with both if I was doing it this way. I think I'm supposed to attack with both if I'm doing it that way, but I could be wrong. I'll let someone smarter than me figure that out and tell me in the comments. Alright, well, they still don't have Dark Depths, because I think they would have played it if they did. Yep, that's perfectly fine. Guess I wouldn't mind drawing 2 cards, but I have more things to do, so that's fine. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hey. Well, I don't have to really worry about double spelling anymore since they got rid of that. But this can go get... I guess it can go get Batter Skulls, probably better. Let's plus, put on this. And now they can't attack the Aether Spark. I'm going to get the Quarry. I get to just play everything this way. Although, I'm going to draw 2 cards next turn, probably. I'm just going to play it out. I'm just going to use my mana as efficiently as possible. If they have a Dark Depths, this is going to be very annoying. Ooh, Necrodominance, nice. I'm so glad to see this get played. Yep, let's see them draw 4. Okay, they drew 5 because they don't mind discarding a card. That's fine. Got rid of an Interpreter, okay. That's a little annoying, but not the end of the world. This... this means I get to hardcast the Overlord. I have 3 mountains in my deck. No, I'd rather just impend it, I think. Also, like, if like the next card's a land, I'm gonna be very grateful I did that. Let's draw 2 cards. Well, that's really awkward. Just put this on here. This is really awkward. I really don't want to tap my Give Reverends, but I think I will. If they have removal, then it's kind of whatever, in my opinion. I really want to draw more cards. And I also just don't want them to have a bunch of life for the Necrodominance. Yep, they skip their draw step. Please don't have Dark Depths. Okay, they don't have Dark Depths. There might be other reasons that they're playing the Thespian stage, but I doubt it. I think Vampire Hexmage and Dark Depths are in their deck. Dothy Voidwalker, sure. I need to be careful about what goes to my yard now. Hopefully just play a 3-mana spell here, please. Please play a 3-mana spell. It is not a 3-mana spell. And now they can attack the Aether Spark, which I may just block with the Stoneforge Mystic now. Play a 2-mana spell? Maybe? Yeah. Mana Tithe. I can't imagine why they wouldn't attack, yeah. Just do a little juke, make them think. All right, let's see how much they want to lose this time. Remember, Dothy Voidwalker cannot block. It is a shadow. So this is 3 damage on the board. Okay, they're basically accepted going to 1. This is huge. This kills them? All right. Good game. I probably should have Aether Sparked onto it as well, but I don't think they would have had anything there in that situation, so I just went for it to save us both time. All right, so I don't really have much. I do want to bring in this Leyline Binding for the simple fact that they have a 2020. Yes, I do have 1 copy of Swords to Plowshares. However, I would like 2 copies of Swords to Plowshares, and since I cannot, I do have access to Swords to Plowshares at home. And more importantly, it is an instant. So if there's some type of shenanigans or whatever going on, I'll still be able to use it on our opponent's turn. So now what do I want to cut for it? Orcish Bowmasters does get Necrodominance, which is nice because Necrodominance, unlike Necropotence, says draw. So I think again I'm just gonna cut the Cloud. Unfortunately, Cloud is really best when you have like sort of X and Y. I mean, but Aether Spark's not a bad one for it either. But I just think it's my worst card. Everything else I just really like. It's kind of hard to cast, and I just like everything else, honestly. I really do. So let's keep that. They did not see the Orcish Bowmasters, which is nice. That's very nice. So hopefully they can... I mean, I don't want them to Necrodominance, but if they do, hopefully we have Orcish Bowmasters to go with it. This seems fine. We get to Stoneforge Mystic into Gut, potentially. And we have Swords to Plow. Like, I'm not mulliganing this hand. Yeah, that's the hand. Oh wow, we even have the Pyrokinesis. Knight's Whisper. I mean, we wouldn't have had the mana, but that would have been nice for an Orcish Bowmasters there. All right, Corey Steelcutter, eh? I think this is going to be my Pyrokinesis target. I want to Stoneforge and just not draw the Batterskull guaranteed at this point. And unfortunately, this keeps proccing, so Chris is probably aware I have Pyrokinesis at this point. But that's okay. I wish I was able to, like, turn 1 a Thraben Inspector, because unfortunately, this Gut isn't going to be played this turn, I don't think. Like, I think I'd rather just get the Batterskull in. Ooh, okay, yeah. That seems perfectly acceptable, honestly. I get it. Play a creature so I can Corey Steelcutter into Swords? Like a Dothy Voidwalker. I would Swords a Dothy Voidwalker. Cannot Swords that, unfortunately. So maybe I just play the Gut at this point, and then just kind of start threatening something. I wouldn't mind drawing a land in the next 2 turns, an untapped land specifically. Okay. Yeah, let's just run out the Gut. I really wish I had more fodder for this thing. Taking the, I'm not guaranteed to have it, but taking, I think it's Ancient Den. No, Ancient Den's the white one, I think. Great Furnace, I think, is the red one, the red artifact land. If they have removal, they have removal. I don't have a way to really abuse it right now anyways. Sheoldred. Okay, well, at least we get the Corey Steelcutter into Swords now, and then sack the token. Yeah. Definitely want to just take the 2. I almost messed that up. Oh, Mishra's Bauble. Nice. Mishra's Bauble will be nice for when I go Aether Spark and re-trigger it. That was a really good draw. And I can even sack the bauble to the gut next turn. That's going to be so good. Oh man, this might be, I mean, it's not guaranteed, of course. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but this is a very good series of plays that I get to have moving forward. If they interrupt the gut, I mean, I still have Aether Spark. Yeah, that's fine. And they're tapping out for it. Yeah, that's fine. I get the Quarry, and then I get the Mishras. Ooh. No, I think I'd rather Aether Spark. I guess I should play my land first, just in case, but don't think it matters. Play the bauble. Take action. And I think I value the 4/1 more, so I'm going to equip it to this, even though it means less loyalty. And because the gut is gone, I think I'm going to crack this on their upkeep. Again, playing around a Thoughtseize effect. Okay, I mean, I don't think they're going to play that. They're dead on board if I uptick. No, I am so wrong. I love being wrong. They go to 1. But if they play this, they can't really draw anything, so they just wouldn't play it. Okay. Well, the Preacher's actually really... Well, the Preacher was nice. Oh, Cosmic Grand? Okay. Oh, this is kind of amazing. Just everything's gonna trigger. Yeah. Yeah. They're just gonna do it all. I mean, you gotta block. Gotta block the 4/4 and you'll go to 1. So I should have, if I'd done the math, this was a mistake on my end. I should have upticked the Aether Spark on this monk before I attacked. Yeah, good game. They could have had an extra turn. I don't know what they would have done with it. But yeah, that was a mistake on my... They should have been dead had I... Like I said in the previous round, sometimes I just play too fast. But yeah, that was exciting. I'll see you in round 3. All right, round 3 against Alex. Let's see if we can trophy and go 3-0. All right, we are on the draw. Well, I have no clue what Alex is playing, and we have a 2-lander in the form of Eagles, and a Mana Tithe, and a Bowmasters. That's pretty well rounded. So yeah, let's keep. We're also on the draw, like I already said, so we might draw a second land naturally. Ooh. Well, that's kind of unfortunate that the Orcish Bowmasters won't be able to kill the mom. This might get, if they don't do anything, I might get Raucous Theater. Oh. Well, I'm not doing that now. Now I'm going to get Godless Shrine. And he will be punished for not playing a land first. Got him. Ah, that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, we did naturally draw a land. That's really nice. I guess I'm supposed to just say go. I could play the Quarry Steelcutter. I'm just going to play the Quarry Steelcutter. I think that might get him to attack with the Mother, but I can't imagine that being appropriate. Oh, they might have Solitude. Oh, no. The Mother of Runes probably procs that. Never mind. Ah, okay. Fair enough. I'm probably not triggering it this turn anyway. Oh, that's bad. Okay, well. Yeah, that's plain cycle. And yeah, I actually do think I want to get Elegant Parlor. I won't have Orcish Bowmasters up, but it probably won't matter. Pyrokinesis, if I had a red card, would be a slam dunk here. But I don't. Yeah, I really wish I had a red card. Because what I could do then is I could Orcish Bowmasters, and then I could Pyrokinesis on top of the Mother activation. What does this do? Oh, it's this thing. Yeah. It's really strong. Well, I'm going to get ran over probably. Definitely want to board in, I guess, Damnation and Sunfall again. Alex just refusing to tap the Mother of Runes, which is appropriate for sure. Okay, well, I think we're just going to play this with Impending now. All right, this is going to proc the Mother of Runes more than likely, and then I get to Bowmasters clean it up. Okay, Tursa's a good one. I hope that they just attack with multiple things. Wow, getting rid of the Chain Lightning? The Magda I understand, but Chain Lightning, that seems aggressive. Yeah, I'll double block. I would love to kill the Mother. I don't know. I know it's easy because I can see my cards, but if I'm Alex, I am just accepting the trade. Like, it should be so obvious that I have Bowmasters here. So obvious that I have a way to kill the mom is what I should say. My apologies. And now if I can just outlast, this Overlord coming into play eventually is going to be really strong. And next turn we can Sarah Paragon and get Arid Mesa into play. That'll be nice. Tajik, yep, that would be why Tajik didn't wheel, because Alex took it. Yeah, if we had a red card, that just this game would be kind of over. I think I'm just gonna take this as is. Yep. Oh, there's a Flame Slash. I have a third mountain in my deck. So let's do that. And I will get to block with the Orcish Bowmasters now. I think I want to kill the Hangerback. Probably not. I'll just make the 2/2, I guess. I am aware of Tursa, but hopefully they can't. I would love to draw swords, but hopefully they can't get to 7 anytime soon. This may just be an attack with Tajik and Boros, because they have to have a land. Yeah, they have to have a land to trigger the abandoned air temple. Goblin Rabblemaster, okay. Yep. This is double strike, which is just insane. I don't know why I blocked like that. That was stupid. These should have switched. Oops. Yeah, that was a poor block. Well, I can't cast both of these, unfortunately. But I can go Cosmogrand into Orcish, and then Overlord comes into play. No attacks. I probably should have attacked there, actually, but too little too late. I forgot about the 6/6 being a blocker. As long as they don't hit Skyclave or Mother, I think I'm okay with whatever they hit. Oust? Okay. That's fine. Yep. I'm probably not double spelling next turn. With that said, I still think this is correct. If they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. I'd rather them like kill Bowmasters than my Sarah Paragon. Surely they have something. Oh, interesting. All right, well, now I have Batterskull probably. If this is a 1-drop on top of my deck, like a Swords to Plowshares would be God tier, then I'll just Aether Spark maybe. Nope, okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to Batterskull and then I can have Aether Spark next turn. Yeah, that might have been a mistake blocking down the... I forgot that these are going to grow. So, blocking... I should have probably chumped the Tajik. And the other one. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to call it there. Alright, well that was unfortunate. Alex went very wide on us. Let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of the cloud, like usual for some reason. And honestly, I kind of like everything else. I could see the gut. The Bowmasters just kind of does a lot, so I don't want to get rid of that. I don't really want to cut a land either. I could cut an Eagles, like, it'll bring me to 16 mana sources. Yeah, let's cut an Eagles. Like, if I'm going to cut a mana source, I'd rather cut the Eagles than the land in this case. Play first. Infinite lands. I'll keep, though. I do have a Raucous Theater I can get with this. And if this Sunfall wasn't in my hand, I would not have kept this in a million years, just for those keeping track at home. Raucous Theater, because I have the Concealed Courtyard and the Godless Shrine already. That's going straight to jail. Oh my gosh, another land. Okay, well, then this is what I get. I'm glad I cut the Eagles, I suppose. Yep, that's Magda. Magda is just going to get eaten while I can. Play the starting town. And now we can Aether Spark +1 do nothing. Hopefully we draw a spell, though. And we get to play that instead. Oh, gut. Sure, we'll let them use the removal on gut. That's fine. That is so fine. Didn't want the gut anyways, because I want a Sunfall. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. This Sunfall's so good. All right. Sunfall, please. And now I can play gut and flip. Oh, I can do it now? Oh, yeah. I think I want to wait, though. Whatever. I'll just do it now. If I draw Quarry or the Cosmogran, but I want to be able to potentially, like, I don't know. If I don't have to sack this next turn, that would be really nice. And, like, sacking a 3/3 to make a 4/1 menace is kind of meh. Ooh, okay, getting the Ocelot? Sure. Yeah, that's fine. That would have happened regardless, so that's fine. It only punishes me if I draw... Okay, yeah, did not punish me. Let's get the Aether Spark down. Smash for 4. Remember, Damnation's still in the deck. Also, Sarah Paragon gets back Gut and the fetch land. I need to top deck a land, which I don't want to do, in order to go Sarah Paragon into Gut. Untap land specifically. But I will likely just get the Scalding Tarn, which will get another Solitude. Okay, sure. Deal. Cosmogrand was a fantastic draw. Let's draw 2 cards first. That's funny. That is really funny. Okay. Cosmogrand first. Then Thraben. Make some 1/1s. And then I have Reprieve up, which doesn't look conspicuous at all because of the clue. Hopefully they just cast something big here. If they have a land, that's fine. Okay, now I can go Sarah into Gut. That seems great. I may want to hold off on the Gut and hold up Mana Tithe for maybe one more turn. But I could also just see saying YOLO and going for it. Let's just do it. +1/+1 and everything. Let's go here. And honestly, I'm just going to sack the clue. I could sack the Thraben, but I value the damage more. Next time I could sack the Thraben, then replay it. Yeah, sure. If this is their block, that makes me very happy. Oh, that makes way more sense. Yep. Now I wish I left up Mana Tithe, but that's fine. They don't have good attacks here, and they're going to get rid of the Cosmogrand, and that means they can't play Elite, which means they don't know I don't have anything. They might get rid of the Sarah Paragon. But if I draw a spell, I will just Mana Tithe my own spell just to trigger Cosmogrand again. This has been a very fun deck to play. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Ooh. Okay. Yep. I do think that was a mistake in the grand scheme of things. I think you're supposed to hit the Sarah Paragon, but... Sure. I will draw 2 cards. Happily. Oh! Still going to draw 2 cards, but a Johnny there is fantastic. I have 1 more mountain in my deck.
Beside me, brother.
And I have a red card. All right, let's see how they block. Yep. 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 All that checks out. I think I'd rather just hard cast the Overlord next turn, which will basically kill them. So let's just do this. Kill the Ocelot Pride. And like I said, I think I'd rather just hard cast the Overlord next turn. That might be wrong, but I have a lot of mana. Let's just do it. Hopefully they just play the Starfield Shepherd and I get to just mana tithe it. That would be great. No, they have 6 mana. Dang. Sure. Gonna kill the Ajani, I'm sure. Oh, or the gut. Oh, okay. Not the thing that's gonna kill you, probably. Yeah, let's mana tithe. I think we're gonna get a game 3. Yep. All right. Yeah, that was. I don't know if that's correct with the Sarah Paragon there, but who knows? I know it's a flyer, but I mean the gut and the Ajani are just equally, if not more, lethal. So, and I technically ran out of stuff. I know I could have post combat replayed the 1/2, the Inspector, but all right. Well, that seemed to work out. That Sunfall definitely did a lot for us. I think I like it as is. I don't. Yeah, let's just go with it again. I could see the argument for land over the Eagles because the Eagle fixes, but I don't want to be spending my turns cycling. So that's my logic here. I'm not saying it's correct. But I think I'm okay with cutting a 17th mana source, and I really want to be able to go like 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop if I can. I think I'm going to keep this because I'm on the draw and I get Thraben Inspector, so let's do that. Oh, that's actually really nice. Unfortunately, I still got to lead with Plains, but... yeah, we'll just mana tithe while we can. Alex is not happy, but when is Alex happy? The answer is never. Oh, that's not good. This is going to get the Raucous Theater. Any land going to the bottom, straight to the bottom. Okay, Jewel Mine Overseer is actually nice. Jewel Mine Overseer probably gets murdered. They do have a Chain Lightning. Let's attack for 1, see what they do. But I'm probably going to play the Bargoyf as it plays around the Chain Lightning. And they don't have Flame Slash because I have Flame Slash. And now I get the Aether Spark. Probably the Thraben, assuming they don't do anything. Oh, 3rd Mountain. That's not good. Okay. I mean, that's going to draw them into some lands, probably. Getting rid of 2 spells here. Yep. That makes total sense. Yeah, I'm gonna Aether Spark. I know this doesn't come into play untapped next turn, but oh, okay. Well, good game. That was 3-0. I'll see you in the outro. Well, that was an exciting 3-0. Some strengths that our deck had, we definitely were able to take advantage of the Quarry Steel Cutter and Cosmogrand Zenith second spell in a turn clauses. That was absolutely fantastic. I'm also glad that we got to finally see Baragoyf do something, although technically they conceded there towards the end, but it was nice to be able to just slam a Baragoyf and feel good about it there in that last game. Mana Tithe was an absolute all-star. It got to counter a lot of things, and the thing about Mana Tithe is it's not like a lot of counter spells. Obviously, it's oftentimes just something to kind of stifle an opponent's development. Now, there have been times where my opponent sandbagged it against me, and so I was like, oh, they don't have it, so now I'm going to play this really important spell the following turn, and they just absolutely blew me out when they could have cast it on a less significant spell. But I find in my personal use that just being able to stifle, like, hitting a mana dork or something, if you're on the play, they go turn 1 elf or something, it's usually good enough. Because you just really want to curve out. But Mana Tithe just did a lot of work today. Flame Slash, Lightning Bolt, Swords the Plowshares. I'm very glad I had those in our deck. I was very worried, obviously, when we started out with that draft, the first 4 or 5 picks, but it seemed to work out. We didn't really get to abuse Orcish Bowmasters, and that's fine. I still think I'd rather play it than like main deck Sunfall or something. And that, and combined with Baragoyf and the sideboard Damnation, though we never saw it, I think was well worth the black splash. I just really wish we got that Mardu dragon I mentioned in the draft to finally be able to see it firsthand and play with it and see if I like it or if I want to go ahead and cut it. Would have been nice. But, there'll always be other drafts, so we'll see. Stoneforge absolutely overperformed. The Aether Spark, actually, I activated that so many times. I was very impressed with it. Normally, it's kind of meh, in my opinion, but today it definitely showed up. And then the Gut and a Johnny, when those two saw each other, it led to GG's from our opponent pretty quickly. And we even got to see the Duel Line Overseer kind of go off too. So, yeah, that really sweet play against Chris with the Pyrokinesis after they Dark Ritualed out their board. Yeah, this deck just did very well. All parts of it ran very smooth. The Mishra's Bauble, even being able to Cosmogrand Zenith in the Bauble, etc. Very, very happy with this deck. I think it ran very smooth. There'd be a couple changes if I could kind of pick and choose, but for the most part, I would be more than happy to run this deck back again, 40 for 40 if I could, in another my specific cube drafts. Obviously, in a vintage cube draft, this deck, might get to 3 or 4 wins, maybe. But obviously, when you're talking about your opponents having power and you not, there's a pretty big gap. So, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hey everyone, Edward here. I kind of want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart a little bit. A lot of people point out, either privately or sometimes in a video comment, that it just questions about the wall, or they're like, oh, cool art, or whatever. So I figured, I've been doing this long enough, I mean a couple months I guess is long enough, that I figured I would start talking about it a little bit. For those, I know I've kind of mentioned in some of my videos about it, but during COVID, we couldn't really play Paper Magic anymore, so I just went through a lot mentally and didn't have a good time. So I started collecting, basically, I guess you can call them trophy cards from people. Starting with, well, I don't want to spoil it, I guess, but Dr. Rich Shea was the first one that I got a card from, and I'll tell the story at a later video. I think I'm going to do one of these a video at the end and see how it goes, but with Kai Budde's recent passing, I think I want to start with their card. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I knew Kai personally or anything, but he is definitely someone I looked up to when I played Magic competitively. And that's not to say I don't still look up to him now in his accomplishments, but I'm not a competitive player, so it's kind of evolved. Not to say positively, negatively, whatever. It's just I don't aspire to be a Pro Tour champion or anything like he was 7 times, I think, which is insane. But anyways, unfortunately, when we found out that Kai had cancer, one of my friends was at an event that Kai was at, and I messaged him and was like, hey, since I can't be there, because I just don't play paper Magic anymore, unfortunately, for other reasons. But I asked if you can find a foreign black border German juggernaut for me and get Kai to sign it for my wall, I'd really appreciate it. And of course, that person, Tyler, I greatly appreciate you, got the job done. So I wish I could have gotten it in person, of course, and it would have made it a little bit more special, but I'm still very grateful to have this card on my wall. It's definitely one of my favorites. But yeah, I really appreciate that. And obviously it's terrible news about Kai, but he will be loved and missed by many, I am sure. And I guess stay tuned. And like I said, I plan on doing one of these a video maybe, and just kind of talk about how I acquired the card. I do apologize for not being able to say more on this card. I do wish I knew Kai personally, but I don't, and I'm not going to just make up a bunch of stuff. But one of the things I will talk about is when I first started getting into Cube and similar content, and Cube is, for those that don't know, Cube is what led me to get into the vintage format, because I personally don't like playing with proxies. And so I bought power for my Cube. And so once I started, owning all the power, I was like, well, I might as well play vintage. And I started watching, at the time, a new series called the Vintage Super League, hosted by Randy Bueller, and I think Eric Froehlich's wife did the technicals and stuff behind the scene. I don't remember the exact details. It's been so long. I wish they would bring it back. But yeah, the Vintage Super League is how I kind of got to know a lot of the vintage players that I grew to respect very quickly, and it helped me with a lot of the knowledge of the format. Long are the days that Mindslaver is a playable card in the format. Maybe it never was, but it was certainly fun. And of course, in the time it was in my Cube too. So, but watching Kai and, all the other pros, semi-pros, whatever, people that just love the format, love the game. It was a lot of fun, and interviews and stuff. I just really felt like I got to admire Kai from a different angle. I don't want to go as far as to say a personal one for sure, but it was just really awesome hearing what they had to say about, the format, why they chose the deck they played, etc. So it's definitely something that I kind of attached to early on in my vintage career and appreciate, moving forward. But some of these cards behind me do have some pretty interesting and awesome stories that I can't wait to talk about. And yeah, let me know if you like hearing about them. But until then, Kai, you're missed and loved. And yeah, I hope you're slinging them with the best up there. Have a good night, guys.